But you know what? Rodney was so excited to ask so many questions about being a chef in the White House.
That's unbelievable. I mean, because I always thought about what they surely have all kinds of precautions about what the president eats, because it would be a really easy way to kill a president. You know, put arsenic in there or something.
Yeah. Well, after I got my security clearance, I was the last defense. I mean, there's no food tasters except for me. You know, when food comes in, I make sure the quality of it's good, ensure that it's all proper, and then I prepare it down in our main kitchen. And then we go up to the second floor, and that's where the President and First Lady live. And there's a little kitchen that overlooks Pennsylvania Avenue. And I always loved standing there looking over the north grounds there. It was always beautiful. When the President and First Lady will come back and let you know when dinner's ready or when they're ready for dinner, and just serve that. It was pretty cool. Between the chefs, the butlers, and the maids, we were the closest ones to them on a day-to-day basis.
I bet you see a totally different side of the President and First Lady that no one else gets to see.
Absolutely. Because the main thing is that politics had nothing to do with what we were doing there. So while you're up on that second floor, you would never, ever compromise your position to be there to talk about politics.
Right.
So you have to just get to know them as regular people. And that was, I think, the most extraordinary thing.
And everybody eats, so that, you know, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're
Everybody loves good food.
Republican or a Democrat, everybody eats, and there's that common ground. Okay, so I want to know, favorite food of President Bush Sr.?
Well, he probably had the best palate of all of them. I mean, he was very well traveled. I know about the broccoli thing, but if you put that aside, he actually enjoyed a lot of different foods there, you know. So to have a nice poached lobster, he would enjoy that, or some oysters on half shell. One day I decided to make some, I made cooked sushi, some salmon teriyaki, you know, steamed rice, all these goodies like that.
Oh, but he was from Maine, so that whole like lobster, right, oyster thing?
Absolutely. And afterwards came back in the kitchen, he shook my hand and said, "John, that was a great meal. In the 4 years I've been here, I never had one like that."
Well, no, he's from Texas.
No, but I mean, he's got the Kenny Bunkport thing.
yeah.
I know, sorry, I was thinking Kenny
He went to
Bunkport.
Yale, you know, so
Yeah, but you're right, from Texas, but
Yeah.
I think maybe he just went to Maine for the lobster. I don't know. And
striped bass. He likes fishing for striped bass there. You know?
Oh, okay, President Clinton?
They all enjoyed my chicken enchilada. I make a chicken enchilada from scratch that I'll put it up against anyone's out there. It's quite good.
Is it in the cookbook, that one?
That one is not. I only the official recipes.
So you're gonna put it. You're just gonna write it down for us.
I'll send it to you. Pick a time. And then the other thing is, I'm from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and there's a chicken pot pie recipe that is with no crust on the top. It has like a dumpling in it, and we call it Dutch style. So I made that once for President Clinton, and I was kind of curious how he's going to like it. So I'm up on the second floor, and I put it in the bowl.
I'm nervous for you just hearing the story.
The butler goes through the swinging door into the dining room, and I'm standing there like, there's this little window that we kind of like look in the window like this to kind of see what they're doing, if they're eating or what's going on, or if they're actually sitting down, just watching what's happening.
Yeah.
And then he comes back into the kitchen, the door swings open, there's President Clinton sitting in there, and he looks up to me, he's like leaning over the bowl, and he goes, "John, this is the kind of food I like." You know? I said, "Yes, sir." And actually, Mrs. Clinton was standing next to him, go, "Why don't we make a few biscuits of that next time? Because we don't make biscuits with it up north there, you know?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." So that became one of the regular things that we put on from time to time.
Well, cool.
So George W. Bush comes in the office, and it was a cold winter's night, and I decided to bring that recipe out more time. And it was the same thing. The door opens up, President's sitting, and now where President Clinton was sitting, and he looks up to me, and he's basically leaning over the bowl, and he goes, "John, this is the kind of food I like." I swear to God, he said the exact same thing, you know? So it goes to show you, good comfort food is still good comfort food.
Well, and those two have bonded, you know, when they got out of office. So, yeah, they bonded over food and all kinds of things.
Absolutely there, you
Oh,
know?
that's awesome. Sweet tooth, any of them?
A little bit, but not much. Probably George W. had the biggest sweet tooth.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, you would have that in common with him. 'Cause
Yeah.
She's got a sweet tooth.
You got a sweet tooth, though? On the cover of the book, I have a warm flour chocolate torte. Not enough time to go into that story, but it's an interesting story and what happened and how I had to serve that one night. Because I was not a pastry chef there, I was a chef there. There's 3 cooking and 2 on the pastry side for full-timers. But a weekend when something happened, as actually the Space Shuttle Columbia crashed on re-entry, they're up at Camp David, I get this 911 call from the usher's office, President's coming back at 11:30 and they're 6 for lunch. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, I go, "What's going on?" I didn't even look at TV that morning.
Yeah.
And before you know it, I'm cruising down to the White House, I knock out this quick lunch, and afterwards, Mrs. Bush came back to me and said, "Thanks, John, for coming in such short notice. Everything was great, and we feel so horrible about what happened today. I mean, it was such a tragedy." And then she looked up at me and said, "Oh, by the way, we're going to be 18 for dinner tonight." And I was the only one there. Of course, the only thing I could say was, "Yes, ma'am." You know?
Yeah.
And so
I would have fainted.
Yeah.
So I pulled out that recipe, served it to them, and he called me out in the dining room twice to explain what that dessert was because they liked it so much. So that was.
And you weren't even the pastry chef.
No. But, but while you're in there, I mean, no matter what happens, that soup still got to hit the table at 7 o'clock.
I just got a question. Do they ever order out at the White House? Call up Domino's or
I make my own pizza. I make my own Chinese. I do it all, while we're there,
Oh, man.
That's cool.
See, my son would like to be president just for the bowling alley.
Yeah.
I would like to be president to have someone like John.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's true,
I'll be
it's true.
pleasure to serve you.
Oh, I love that too. So is the chicken pot pie in there?
It is not.
See? Oh my, is that book 2? We have to wait for the second book.
Absolutely. Volume 2,
All right, all
What
right.
I did in this book here is I took the official menu cards. I was pretty vigilant while I was there, and I saved these official menu cards that the calligraphy department would create for each event. And so I wanted to highlight all those in the book here. So it's all official menus in this one. But the next one, I promise, we'll have chicken pot pie and chicken enchilada. And maybe how to poach a lobster, too.
Now, is it hard? I mean, to me, cooking is difficult.
Uh-huh.
So the fact that what you do, especially here, I'm so blown away by it.
So, John, I'm so curious now. How do you get from the White House to City of Refuge?
Well, I was invited. Somebody let me know about a situation that was going on down here. After my book came out, I went out and I do a lot of charity work. And I've raised quite a bit of money selling like dinners for 10 and all these type of things.
I bet.
Yeah.
And there was a chef from the White House that was actually working down here with City of Refuge. His name is Walter Scheib. We worked together. And Walter was talking to the contact here, Terry Tucker, about maybe having me help out once in a while. And after he had passed, this is a month before he passed, and a month after, they contacted me and said that, Walter's been working with us for a while. We got a few events that we want to keep this presidential theme going. Would you want to help us out? So I came down, visited, and I was thoroughly impressed with everything I saw,
Yeah.
and willing to help out in any way I can. So it's a pleasure to be down here. Mm-hmm.